He said it with a grin, the microphone picking up every single word, every ounce of venom wrapped in charm. The crowd laughed. They were the perfect wedding audience, tipsy, ignorant, and just eager to be entertained. Frankly, he said, raising his glass, I'm ashamed to be his son. My son, my blood. He paused for effect, milking the laughter, glancing at his bride, at her family new money, polished arrogance. He was putting on a show for them. But don't worry, he added, I promise my kids won't inherit the same name. Some legacies deserve to end. Applause erupted and I smiled. Not out of grace, but out of restraint. He didn't see it, of course. He didn't notice the shift in my eyes when he said that word. Asterisk legacy asterisk. That word meant everything to me. It wasn't just about money or land or the company I built from nothing. It was decades of sweat, humiliation, and hunger, all carved into a name he had just spit on to impress a room full of strangers. So I stood, walked over to him, patted his shoulder once steady, calm and left. No scene, no warning. Just a father's quiet exit from his son's pathetic show. I sat in my car for an hour that night, not in anger but in calculation. People assume rage is loud. Mine isn't. Mine listens, waits, and sharpens itself. I thought about the little boy who used to follow me around construction sites asking why the bricks mattered, why we worked so hard. I told him, so you'll never have to be another man for your name to mean something. Apparently I failed. He inherited my fortune but not my backbone. The next morning I called my lawyer, Evelyn, a woman with more teeth than half my boardroom combined. I told her, proceed with the revision. She didn't even ask which one. She'd been waiting for that instruction for years. You see, I had built the estate under one unbreakable clause. A simple condition buried deep in the trust documentation. The inheritance can only transfer to the legal bearer of the family name. He could mock it. He could discard it, but he couldn't claim a single cent without it. I wasn't just protecting a name. I was protecting its meaning. Days passed. Silence. Then the call came. A nervous male voice introduced himself as my son's lawyer. Practiced desperation disguised as formality. Mr. Langford, he began, there seems to be a complication with the transfer of the estate. The clause? I know the clause, I interrupted. He exhaled, already defeated. Your son is willing to talk. He's reconsidering. Reconsidering what? His shame? Silence. Then a careful. He understands the name is a requirement. The estate is 42 million, I said, precise. Every cent accounted for. Yes, and without your consent, it's untouchable. Another pause. Longer this time. Would you be willing to meet, sir? I smiled. A small, bitter thing. Tell him I'll think about it. What they didn't know was that I already had. I'd been thinking about it ever since he started calling me. The old man instead of dad. Ever since he'd been maneuvering for control long before that wedding speech. And I let him because I wanted to see just how far he would go. Turns out, all the way to public humiliation. Perfect. Now I had motive and spectacle. The two things that make revenge memorable. When we finally met, it was in my office, my territory. He walked in wearing a tailored navy suit, looking smug and hollow. His bride hovered behind him, her eyes darting around the room like a thief's. He started with fake warmth. About the wedding speech, double quotes. Wasn't it clever? I said. He blinked. It was a joke. So was my will, I replied. His smirk faltered. I motioned to the legal folder on my desk. Inside are the revised documents. You can read them, but I doubt you'll like the terms. The estate remains intact, but the transfer clause stays. The name Langford must be legally held by the beneficiary. You can't be serious. I built that name from dirt. You buried it in a joke. I was nervous. You were proud, I cut in. Proud enough to erase your lineage for a round of applause. His wife stepped forward. This is childish. It's just a name. I turned to her calmly. Then it shouldn't be hard to take it. She froze. Her eyes flicked to him, to the man she married for a fortune she now realized she couldn't touch. I stood. The papers are final. Keep your new name. Live with it. But understand this, legacy isn't inherited, it's earned. And you just threw yours away for a laugh. He didn't reply, just stared, jaw tight. When he left, he slammed the door. The echo was satisfying. Weeks later, Evelyn called. They filed an appeal, she said, claiming emotional coercion. Let them, I replied. They'll lose. Eventually they came to my gate, unannounced. He didn't look proud anymore. He looked hollowed out. "Dad," he whispered, "I'll change it back." I studied him, the boy I raised, the man I didn't recognize. And then I said the only true thing left between us. "It's not the name that makes you my son. It's the respect behind it. And you can't buy that back, not even with 42 million. I turned and walked away. The gates closed behind me. I sleep well these days. And every time I remember his speech, I feel nothing but peace. Because for the first time in my life, the Langford name is untarnished. And he's the one left ashamed.